Good evening, everyone. This is Henry Gambell with simpleroptions.com, and in today's free video I wanted to touch on really what I feel are the two main things that we're having to deal with in the current market. Now, they're not steadfast black and white type indicators, but they're something that you more kind of have to work with the ebb and flow of the markets and just take into consideration as they come. Part of this is looking at the put-call ratio for all optionable products, and given its current value. Now, you might look at this and say, well, as low as it is here, wasn't it that low back here? Admittedly, yes, but also notice that when essentially no one is bearish, which is what this low put-call ratio is showing us, it still has a hard time of progressing higher. What I'm looking for is an extreme reading in this value, especially if we saw something like another pop higher, get the S&Ps into that next extension, then this will just become that much more extreme. So it's trying to balance that thought process into a monthly expiration where action is generally choppy, trying to allow various expirations to expire, etc. And then tying that back in with the idea that when you come back and look at the VIX chart, so when you come back and look at the VIX, what I've done here is just added the Bollinger Bands and the Keltner channels, which are essentially just giving you an in-depth view of what the squeeze is actually doing. So this point in time right here that we're currently having to deal with strikes me as being very similar to this current point in time. So what I'm trying to balance, just like we covered there with the put-call ratio, is can the VIX trade sideways a little bit through expiration and then start seeing this acceleration higher? I have no idea. That's kind of what I'm looking for, but what I'm going to use as an indication to tell me when I am right or if I need to continue to hold off is just starting when the Bollinger Bands start to pop outside those Keltner channels. As of now, they haven't quite made that decisive move, but that is definitely what I'll be keeping an eye peeled for, and hopefully that'll give you some good information to trade off of as we get into next week. The last thing I want to make sure you are at least aware of is that Chris will be giving a class on unusual options activity, and I gotta say, I've had a very fortunate experience in having Chris added on into the team because he trades a lot of strategies very similar to how I do, but then he brings the knowledge that he has from the floor and a wealth of number of years that is also accumulated in this. So I've learned a ton from him. I think this open interest type of work is really great when you can apply it in the correct way, and I think Chris is a great guy to learn it from. So if you want to check it out, it's going to be on Tuesday, August 16th from 6 to 8, and then there will also be live trading that accompanies that if you would like to add that on as well. So if it interests you, I hope to see you there. If not, I'll talk to you at the next free video, and we'll go from there.